Hello everybody, welcome to the Morning Mug. Today is Saturday, June 6th, 2020. I slept in until about 10 this morning. Definitely emotionally exhausted, physically exhausted just by the events of late. But so today definitely no question, as a social studies teacher, I would have talked about this in my classes. I did get to talk about it with my fall group, but today, June 6th, is the anniversary of the D-Day invasion, part of Operation Overlord, a significant turning point in the European theater during World War II. Our daily dose of Hanks, I'm not going to play the funky music, but our daily dose of Hanks, of course, has to be his film Saving Private Ryan. I spent some time thinking about the challenge, the stereotype of the social studies teacher that is, all we do is watch movies. That's the stereotype. I think social studies teachers, we find that through visuals, it makes it easier for us to teach our content. And sometimes documentaries don't cut it, because sometimes primary source footage doesn't bring in my opinion, the human element, the narrative element that resonates with people. So I think historical film has a very important part in sharing our country and our world and humanity's story. But you do also have to take it with that little bit of skepticism. So that's also, as a social studies teacher, that's a little frustrating for me. So the D-Day invasion, they were working on it for months. It was pushed back a day because of poor weather. Over 156,000 United States, British, and Canadian troops made a crossing from Britain to the beaches of Normandy, about a 50-mile stretch. It was divided into zones, each with their own name: Utah, Omaha, Gold, Sword, and Juneau. Omaha Beach is featured in Saving Private Ryan. The entire beach had been fortified by the Germans, who had occupied France for a number of years by this point. And Omaha was the bloodiest, as far as over 2,400 individuals lost their lives on the beach that day. Only 2 of the 24 amphibious tanks that were launched at sea and meant to land on the beach made it. So, I was trying to think, I don't want to be Debbie Downer and sad, but also if we don't take opportunities to reflect on the past, the future's not going to get any better either. So I found an interview of Tom Hanks, and I also found an article that has quotes from Hanks and Steven Spielberg, so I'm going to put them in the description for you. But the part that's resonating today for me is something that Tom Hanks said that fits in our country so much right now. How precious human life is, and sometimes thinking about what the cost is. So, anyone who's seen Saving Private Ryan, especially the first 25 or so minutes, it is emotionally draining. There are plenty of sources out there that are ripping apart the accuracy. There are others that are lauding and praising the accuracy of that. There's a book, I wish I had it in my hands right now. I know exactly where it is on the one shelf at school. It has accounts from military personnel who were part of the invasion and their responses to the film. And one was actually by a son whose father had been a soldier, and he said, "My dad had to get up and walk out. Not because he was angry, but it took him to a place that he hadn't been in decades and never wanted to go back." So it's unfair of us to compare experiences of pain and experiences of hardship. But I think it's still worth us having a dialogue. Tom Hanks also said, and I'm paraphrasing here, I had to watch it like 3 times to try and get it correctly, but please feel free to watch that interview if you're interested. Tom Hanks said, after that first 25 to 26 minutes of the film, you don't want to see anyone else killed again, no matter what their uniform, no matter what they stand for. And later he talks about, there's the war films that, it's all about victory and we prevailed, and we get numbers and statistics of lives that were lost, but we have to turn those numbers into real things that are going to help us try to comprehend what this is about. So, to close today, I do want to say, birthday, Nathan Hale, 1755, patriot during the American Revolution. He said, I regret that I have but one life to give for my country. We're not in a state of war in a traditional sense. And if I'm using this as a video blog, trying to remember, many years down the road when I watched this, what was going on, we are definitely in some ways at war with ourselves. There's much healing that needs to be done in this country. So, happy summer. I think it would be unfair of me if every morning mug was perky and excited and yay! It is National Eyewear Day, National Black Bear Day, and Drive-In Movie Day. Just share that. But there is nothing wrong with engaging in intellectual, social conversations, civil discourse. We need to have it. We can have differing opinions and not have a yelling and heated conversation with each other. I think we need to do that more. Because the worst that can happen is you get more insight on someone else's perspective, even if that differing perspective solidifies more what you're thinking and feeling for yourself. That did happen on Facebook. Someone who I know made a post, and normally I would have just swiped past, not even wanting to go there. It wasn't political in nature, but it was something that I felt I had to speak. I had to share. And the best part of it, I was nervous about sending a response to this person. But I said, I am learning. I'm always learning. I'm always going to be learning. I learned in response to what you posted. Here's something that I learned recently that changed my perspective. I wanted to share this with you, and I hope you and your family are well. Okay, so that's the much more condensed version. I didn't rip into this person. I didn't cite statistics. I didn't put a link. I didn't unfriend her. She responded, and it was awesome. I didn't change her mind. It's not my job to change her mind, but she said, essentially, I didn't think of it that way. Here's what I think. And she said, and I hope you and your family are well too. There's hope. Why do people always have to yell at each other? Sick of it. Okay, so anyway, sorry. Wasn't planning on going there. Woo! Okay. Yes, I have a dish towel in my bag. I don't know why. Okay, so anyway, I am definitely gonna go. I really need to do laundry today. It's pretty toasty, but we got a nice breeze going. It's June. I don't know if I'm going to watch Saving Private Ryan or not, but, and I'm completely fine, by the way. Those who know me, once I start crying, I can't stop. So for the next half an hour, I'm going to be like, ugh. But it's okay. It's all right. I'm good. I am good. I'm good. Today has already been productive, even though once again it's the afternoon for me to record this. We're good. Rephrase. We will be good. Failure is not an option. It's another dose of Hanks for you. Okay. All right. Behave. Be good. Be kind. Care about each other. Recycle. Wash your hands. And all the normal things I usually tell you. And as far as candy today, need to do a daily candy connection. Did you know that, I forget the quantities. There's something about a similar amount of caffeine in a cup of decaf coffee as one chocolate bar. So that's interesting. Chocolate is comforting. Everybody has their comfort foods, but don't bury yourself in it. A little bit is good. So I think I'm going to go have some chocolate. Okay.